Everyone, our lesson for today is the introduction to palettes or panels. So the palettes, as shown to the right, are groups of tools used to edit and manipulate your image. So Photoshop contains over 2,000 palettes that can be shown or hidden by using the window menu and selecting the palette you wish to reveal. So the palettes which with a check mark beside their names below indicate that they are open in your Photoshop workspace, and in selecting those checkmark palettes will hide them. So can find your palettes, so no worries. So palettes can be organized in many different ways in the Photoshop workspace. One way is by grouping several palettes together in a window and create tabs. If you look at the image shown right, notice that behind the layers palette there are tabs for the channels and paths palettes, which are grouped behind the layers palettes. So additionally, palettes can be collapsed or minimized in your Photoshop workspace and can be hard to locate. Collapsed palettes will appear as icons shown below and can be expanded by clicking on the icon of the palette. Although we know we do not cover all 2,000 palettes, in this guide, we have provided further information. So on some of the most used palettes, including tools, options, layers, adjustments, and history. So first, we have the tools palettes. As you may have guessed, is the palette that houses all of Photoshop's wonderful tools. Use the following direction to learn how to select tools from the tools palette. Click on the tool icon to select that tool. Hover your cursor over the tool icon to reveal its name and keyboard shortcut. So click and hold down on any tool icon that has a white triangle in the bottom right to reveal related tools nested underneath. Next, we have the options palette. Think of the options palette as the sidekick to the tools palette. Whenever you select a tool from the tools palette, the options palette will display all of the options for that selected tool. For example, if you select the type tool, the options palette will display options related to text such as font, type, size, color, and more below. Click on the tool icon to select that tool. The options palette is located at the very top of your Photoshop window just below your menu. So it is conveniently located so that you can quickly and easily adjust your tools property as you use them. Next, we have the layers and adjustments palettes. Selecting a layer. So in order to perform most actions in Photoshop, you will need to have at least one layer selected. To select a layer, just click out in the layers palette. The layer will turn blue, shown right, to indicate that it has been selected. To select several layers, hold down the CMD for Mac or Control Windows key on your keyboard and click on each layer you would like to have selected. To select several consecutive layers, select the first layer and then hold the Shift key and select the last layer. Moving the layers. So as you know, the order in which layers are stacked does make a difference to the appearance of your image. So it is important that you know how to move layers so that you are able to change the order of them as needed. Select the layers you wish to move. So click and hold your mouse and drag the layer to desired position. A thick line will appear between layers to indicate where the layer will be dropped. Once you have the layer where you want it, release your mouse and the layer will move to the new location. So how to find layers? Almost every Photoshop document has more than one layer, and those layers can quickly become overwhelming and make it hard to find anything. Fortunately, there are some tools to help find different types of layers. So click on the search drop down to select whether you want to search layers by kind, name, effect, mode, attribute, or color. So after selecting a search method, use the options to the right of the search drop-down to select additional attributes to return such search results. So creating a groups of layer. Another feature to help keep you and your layers organized is to create folders, also known as groups. You can add layers to a group and organize them however you wish. So create a new folder by clicking the create new group button at the bottom of the layers palette. Then drag onto folder layer to add them to the group. Double click on the group name in the layers palette to rename it. We have the types of layers. So there are many types of layers. Some layers are pieces of a final image that you are putting together. Some are shapes or text layers created automatically. And some are fill or adjustment layers. Fill or adjustment layers allow you to play with different colors or effects without changing your main image. If you change your mind, you can delete or alter the fill or adjustment layer and your original image layer is still intact. First, we have the background layer. Whenever you first open an image in Photoshop, the default layer containing that image will be called the background layer. So the background layer is a protected layer and many filters and effects cannot be applied to background layers. Background layers will always be named background and will be locked or protected by default. To unprotect the background, double-click layers name in the layers palette. A dialog box will appear where you can change the layer name and other details if you like. Click OK and your layer will now be unprotected. Next, we have the image layer. Image layers are layers that contain any image information. Whenever we create a new layer, by default it's an image layer. The layer thumbnail of image layers contains a preview of the contents of that layer. Adjustment. Next we have the adjustment layer. Adjustment layers are layers that contain only image adjustment information and can be deleted or modified at any time. Adjustment layers are a recommended way to make color and tone adjustments to your images because they are non-destructive to your image. So adjustment layers are very flexible by allowing the user to easily modify, mask, or delete them. Double-clicking on the layer thumbnail will allow you to make changes to the adjustment layer. Next, you have the type layer. Type layers contain only live type. They can be created and edited through the use of the type tool. We have the fill layer. Fill layers can contain solid colors, gradients, or patterns. Create a new fill layer by going to a layer in the menu and selecting new fill layer and selecting either solid color, gradient, or pattern. The shape layer. So the shape layers contain shape drawn using the shape tool. To edit a shape layer, select the layer and the shape tools for the options. Opacity and fill. The opacity and fill commands allow you to change the opacity or transparency of a layer. So both commands work the same except for one difference. In the circle shown below, notice that the opacity change affects both the fill and stroke of the circle, and the fill change affects only the fill and not the stroke of the circle. Opacity and fill changes can drastically change the appearance of a layer and are recommended when trying to blend objects to make adjustments more subtle. We have the blending modes. The blending modes affect the appearance of layers and how they will display. Blending modes are broken down into 5 different groupings that affect the layer differently. So the best way to use blending modes is to mix and match them and experiment with different variation. So how to lock layers? So locking layers can be a handy tool when working in Photoshop. There are several ways to unlock the layer or layer contents. Each layer can be locked by selecting the layer and then selecting the type of lock. Below are the type of locks. So there are several buttons that live at the bottom of the layers palette, which we will explore in this section. Many of these buttons perform actions that can be found in other locations within the program but are also in the layers palette. For convenience and ease, these buttons are outlined below. So link layers. Select two or more layers and click this button to link them together. Linking means that they will all move together. Add new style. Add new layer style. So this button allows you to add a new layer style without going to layer and selecting layer style in the menu. Add layer mask. So this button will add a new layer mask to be selected layer. Create new fill or adjustment layer. So this button allows you to add a new layer style without using the adjustment palette. Now create new group. So click this create new group, aka folder. Drag layers into this group to organize them. The create new layer. So clicking this will create a new empty layer. In the delete layer, select a layer or multiple layers and click this button to permanently delete them. Merging and flattening layers. So if you ever need to combine several layers or need to flatten the entire image, then use the merge and flatten commands. So combine or merge several layers by selecting the layers and then right clicking on the layer name of one of the selected layers. Select merge selected from the menu and all selected layers will be combined into one. So combine or merge only visible layers. So by right clicking on the layer name on any visible layer and selecting merge visible. Flatten an entire image by right clicking on the layer name of any image of any layer and selecting flatten image. You have the adjustments palette. So the adjustments palette below right, so is where you would select adjustments that you wish to apply to layers. So this palette includes many different adjustments including exposure, color, balance, saturation, and brightness or contrast. You have the color palette. So the color palette is where you can select and change your foreground and background colors that will be used with brushes and fills. Look at the screenshot of the color palette below or right. So in the screenshot, note that the foreground color is the top box black and the background color is the bottom box white. Click on the list icon in the color palette to change the color space from RGB to CMYK, grayscale, lab, and more. So to change the color, select either the foreground and background color box in the color palette by clicking on it. Then use either the sliders or click in the spectrum below the sliders. Double click on the color box to bring up the color picker shown right. We have the history palette, saving a snapshot. So the history palette is a log of all the actions you perform within Photoshop. By default, the history palette contains the last 20 changes to your images. Each time you change the image, a new state is added to the history palette. To jump to a particular state, click on that state name in the history palette and all other actions. After that, state will become grayed out and italicized. So that's all. Thank you.